10 calories. Boom. 0 sugar. Boom. 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Doctors say there is a prime concern about a new brand of drink.
I think there is a disaster waiting to happen.
I hope parents are not buying the kids the energy drinks. Look at what they're giving their child.
Do not let your kids drink Prime. That is the headline today. Let's look at why experts are telling you not to let your kids drink Prime and the impact this could have on KSI and Logan Paul. Prime is one of the most successful influencer brands in the world, but today we aren't actually talking about Prime hydration. Prime Energy is today's focus and is coming under heavy scrutiny. What is important first, I think, to this whole story that we're going to talk about? What comes to your mind when you think of Prime? Apart from screaming 11-year-olds, this drink was advertised by KSI and Logan Paul as a healthy sports drink filled with electrolytes, coconut water, healthy alternative to Gatorade and all the rest.
850 milligrams of electrolytes. 250 milligrams BCAAs.
10% coconut water.
Help me understand, honestly. We made a better for you drink that tastes better.
Yeah.
So why the f would we not overtake Gatorade eventually?
There needs to be like I don't know what it's like, a consumer and like cultural shift regarding hydration beverages that like we have to lead.
Logan Paul even went as far as to compare Prime hydration with all its competitors, showing how much healthier Prime is and how it's just way better because of it. And naturally, parents, kids flock to Prime, kids buying it, parents grabbing it for their kids wherever they can find it. And this is why the FDA have been asked to investigate their recent release, Prime Energy. FDA asked to investigate Logan Paul's energy drink Prime, which has the caffeine of 6 Coke cans. I never drink energy drinks. I hate them. Way too much caffeine. But for that Prime can to have the equivalent of 6 Coke cans worth of caffeine, holy fuck. For a brand that prides itself on, you know, being a healthier alternative,
We made a better for you drink that tastes better.
that seems like a shitload of caffeine. Senator Charles Schumer called on the FDA to investigate the beverage brand founded by the YouTube star Logan Paul and KSI, which has become something of an obsession among their legions of young followers. And that is an absolute fact. This drink, this brand, is targeted at young kids. An influencer-backed energy drink that has earned viral popularity among children is facing scrutiny from lawmakers and health experts over its potentially dangerous levels of caffeine. On Sunday, Senator Charles Schumer called on the Food and Drug Administration to investigate Prime, a beverage founded by the YouTube stars Logan Paul and KSI that has something of an obsession among its young fans. One of the summer's hottest status symbols for kids is not an outfit or a toy, it's a beverage. But buyer and parents beware, because it's a serious health concern for the kids it so feverishly targets. Advertising itself as zero sugar and vegan, the neon-colored cans are among a growing number of energy drinks with elevated levels of caffeine. In Prime's case,
200 milligrams of caffeine.
per 12 ounces, equivalent to about half a dozen Coke cans or nearly 2 Red Bulls. I actually pulled up some competitors as well of Prime. So Red Bull in the UK, at least, has 80 milligrams of caffeine per 250 milliliters. And then I was like, well, what about Monster Energy? Monster Energy's 16-ounce cans, not even 12 ounces like the Prime cans, only contains 160 milligrams of caffeine. Prime Energy is definitely up there as one of the highest concentrated energy drinks that is in the market. On top of that, on the shelves, Prime and Prime Energy, you know, they look the same. A parent or a kid would just grab it and think it is the same drink. Now, Prime Energy does have a warning on the label. Apparently, it's not recommended for people under the age of 18, which would eliminate 99% of Prime's actual demographic. Some pediatricians warned of possible health impacts on young children, such as heart problems, anxiety, and digestive issues. Company representatives, however, have defended the product as clearly labeled. Not recommended for children under 18, they sell a separate sports drink known as Prime Hydration, which contains no caffeine at all. Representatives for Prime did not immediately return a request for comment. In this letter to the FDA, Schumer claimed there was little noticeable difference in the online marketing of the two drinks, leading many parents to believe they were purchasing a juice for their kids only to wind up with a cauldron of caffeine. A simple search on social media for Prime will generate an eye-popping amount of sponsored content, which is advertising. This is content, and the claims made should be investigated along with the ingredients and the caffeine content in the Prime energy drink. From what I've seen of Prime advertising, it all just blends together and meshes the same. I had no idea that Prime Energy actually had so much caffeine until today.
200 milligrams of caffeine!
I just assumed, like, the hydration drink, they were going to go the more healthier route, so it was going to be an energy drink, less caffeine. Seems they just went the opposite and, you know, thought, well, Red Bull and Monster have this much caffeine, let's get more caffeine than them, I guess. And you might be like, well, Kavos, that was a bit unfair. Why do you think Logan Paul and his team at Prime and KSI would want to beat competitors like that in regards to, you know, milligram amount and what goes in their formula? Well, Logan Paul's made it very clear that Prime has made decisions about their formula just to spite competitors.
All right, we're going 1 for 1. The new Prime Hydration Sticks versus Liquid IV. Liquid IV, 45 calories. Prime Stick, 25. Liquid IV with 11 grams of sugar compared to Prime's 2 grams. Liquid IV has 870 milligrams of electrolytes, and the Prime Stick has 871 milligrams of electrolytes. And that was intentional, so we could literally one-up them.
In Logan's comparison, you can tell how excited he's getting just for the fact that Prime has more of something, even though, as we will see, it has no real scientific benefit at all. So what I imagine happened here with Prime Energy was that they just said, well, it's an energy drink, so we got to jack up the caffeine and have more caffeine than Red Bull and Monster, just so they can say they have more.
200 milligrams of caffeine!
When in reality, more caffeine like this in a drink targeted towards children is not a great thing. If anything, it would have been a great USP to go, hey guys, this energy drink has less caffeine than our competitors, but still tastes great and will give you a little boost.
Dr. Sono Duper told me overall, Prime Hydration is good in moderation, but in many stores we visited, Prime Hydration is next to Prime Energy, something doctors believe is a dangerous drink for kids.
I think there's a disaster waiting to happen.
It's the issue that a lot of kids are overly sensitive to the side effects of caffeine.
Dr. Breyer told me too much caffeine can make you agitated, increase your heart rate, blood pressure, cause chest pains, sweating, diarrhea, stomach cramping, and headaches. We learned just 1 can has more than double the caffeine in a cup of coffee, more than 3 times as much in a shot of espresso, and about 6 times as much as you'd find in a can of Coke. Doctors recommend no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day for adults. Now, for a 100-pound middle schooler, no more than 125 milligrams a day. Dr. Breyer said 1 can of Prime Energy is about 1.5 times what your child should consume.
Again, medical professionals being very critical of Prime Energy. I can't get over the fact that it has actually 6 Coke cans worth of caffeine and 3 times an espresso. I don't know what you guys are like with caffeine. Some of you are probably really tolerant to it. I drink like maybe a coffee a couple times a week if I'm really tired. But even then, that shit affects me pretty hard. I feel like I gotta try one of these suckers to really see how much caffeine this is. Prime is definitely under scrutiny. However, this isn't actually the first time Prime has taken a beating. There has been videos made about Prime, hydration in fact, where, you know, they're advertising as a sports hydration drink, when in reality it just isn't that. The best video with over 2.3 million views from More Plates, More Dates, titled Logan Paul Crossed the Line, Scientifically Dismantling Prime Hydration, gives a great insight to people like me or you who have really no idea what makes a good sports hydration drink. Well, this video here just rips Prime apart with science and facts, saying Logan Paul's advertising, he'll just say things, but can't really justify the statements he's making.
But he's pretty outspoken about the formulations in a way that is very much going after the heads of big top dogs in the industry, like I said. So I want to react to a couple of them because some of the stuff he says very much sounds good on the surface, but is it really justified? Does it really make sense?
He goes on to say that Logan Paul especially crossed the line when he compared Prime to Liquid IV.
Liquid IV with 11 grams of sugar compared to Prime's 2 grams. Liquid IV has 870 milligrams of electrolytes, and the Prime Stick has 871 milligrams of electrolytes. And
that was intentional. look, we're this much better by 1 milligram. This is not the same stratification of electrolytes. So when he lumps them together as if it is an electrolyte is an electrolyte, it's like, do you know the composition of sweat that even comes out of your fucking face when you're exercising, bro? I don't think so. I think you think that this is all the same. And for you to go at Liquid IV, ready to like chop their head off when you don't even know what the difference is and why it would be useful to maybe have some sodium in there, it's actually kind of laughable, to be honest.
Further going on to say that Prime really isn't a hydration drink for athletes like it's been advertised and something you'd want to drink to keep hydrated.
Or the Liquid IV breakdown, we have 500 milligrams of sodium. So when he mentions as a criticism, it tastes kind of salty. It's like, well, good fucking luck getting away from the salty taste when you have over 500 plus milligrams of sodium in a product. Like Element, I believe, is a gram. Liquid IV, 500 milligrams. And you have Prime, which is 40. So no, we're not one-upping them by putting in 871 milligrams. Like, no, you are way the fuck below the threshold, bro. Like, you're way off the mark from something that is effective, in my opinion, for an actual performance formula. Get to the formula again and kind of round this out. So we have, again, the basis of the whole thing is essentially that this is not an actual electrolyte formula, rather it is a potassium drink with sucralose. That is what it is. Like, that's the purpose of Prime. It is something that you can drink on a daily basis as a enjoyable drink. That is what it is. It's not a actual performance-based, athlete-focused electrolyte blend.
It just isn't what Logan Paul was trying to make it out to be. Prime themselves have responded to the potential investigation by the FDA saying this: Prime has 2 drinks on the market, Prime Hydration and Prime Energy. It is very important to make the distinction between the 2 products because they are vastly different, reads a comment from a Prime representative. We started Prime last year with the launch of Hydration, a healthier sports drink alternative that comes in a bottle. Prime Energy, sold in the can, dropped in 2023 and contains a comparable amount of caffeine to other top-selling energy drinks, all falling within the legal limit of the countries it's sold in. It complied with all FDA guidelines for hitting the market and states clearly on packaging as well as in marketing materials that it is an energy drink and is not made for anyone under the age of 18. I've never seen KSI or Logan in the marketing materials state this. If they have, fair play. I haven't personally, because I think if they said that in an advert, like I said earlier, you're losing 99% of your audience with that. So pretty crazy that when kids turn 18, not only in England will they be having their first beer, they'll also be having their first Prime Energy, which is what I'm talking about. I don't think anyone, even me before making this video, knew that Prime Energy was targeted towards people over 18. It goes on to say, as a brand, our top priority is consumer safety, so we welcome discussions with the FDA or any other organization regarding suggested industry changes they feel are necessary in order to protect consumers. The main one would be just have the warning at the front and like make it obvious rather than hiding it in the part no one reads with the ingredients and shit. And I'd have a hard time believing that when KSI and Logan Paul launched Prime Energy, in their heads, it was the over 18s all buying this and not the crazy kids who are literally selling this out at every supermarket in the UK. Prime Hydration is definitely the better alternative if you want to get your kid a drink. Yeah, that's the drama right now surrounding Prime. Like the video. I'm curious to hear your opinions. What do you think? Prime Energy, too much caffeine? Let me know down below. It's an interesting topic, interesting discussion around one of the biggest influencer brands out right now. That is it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching. Until next time, fuck off.
200 milligrams of caffeine!